Good morning, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we are going to discuss about the thread topics in Java. What is the threading and what is the use of threading? Okay, so now let me with the multitasking. So the multitasking is a process of executing multiple tasks simultaneously. Okay, there is a operating system and we are doing different tasks, like we are opening the browser, we are downloading the things, and we are playing the music on our operating system. So this is the different processes that are happening on the single operating system. Okay, so the multitasking can be achieved in a different ways. That is, the first is process based multitasking and another is a thread based multitasking that leads to the multi-threading concept. What is a process-based multitasking? Each process has an address in a memory, or we can say that we suppose with our example of operating system, like we are opening the web browser in our operating system, and in the another tab we have opened the VLC media player. So VLC media player is taking another memory, and Chrome is taking the another memory. And suppose you have in between the time, in between this process, you have opened uTorrent downloader. So the software is taking another memory. So in this whole processes, all the three softwares are taking different memory. Okay, so or we can say that each processes have a separate memory area, because Chrome is running in the another memory area and downloader is running in the another memory area. Okay, so this type of multitasking is called the multitask is the process based multitasking, because different processes are running on the operating system with a different memory allocation. Okay, so these processes are the heavyweight in nature, because all these are running by us individual software. So software can take the more memory, and the cost of communication between the process is high, because the context switching between the one software to another software is takes too much time. Okay, and so now the another is thread based multitasking. Thread based multitasking means, suppose we have a process one, that is the when that is the uh, web browser running on our operating system. So inside the web browser, there can be the different tasks that is the running inside the web browser. Okay, so all the small tasks or the small job running inside the web browser can be called as the thread based multitask thread. Okay, so all these tasks can be known as thread based multitasking, because all these small jobs are running inside the single process. So that is why we can say that this thread based multitasking are thus lightweighted in nature, because the context switching between thread 1 to the thread 2, or the job 1 to job 2, is easier, because job 1 is running in the same process and the job 2 is running in the same process. Okay, so the cost of communication between the thread is also low. Now, so we can define the thread as a feature that allow concurrent execution of two or more parts of the program for maximum utilization of the CPU. So this is also the advantage of multitasking, that the multitasking or the multi-threading feature is needed to improve the performance and the utilization of CPU. Okay, so now, by the help of this example, we can understand the multi-threading architecture as this the main thread, and inside this thread there is a thread A, thread B, and thread C. So all these thread A, thread B, and thread C are can be communicate with each other and inside the one main thread. Okay, so these are all the lightweighted in nature and can be easily communicated to. Now, in the thread, there are the mainly three states. That the first is new, the second is running, and the third is blocked and the suspended. So we can by the help of this state transition diagram, we can say that whenever our new thread will start by the help of new keyword, because the thread is a predefined class in Java, so we can create the object by the help of this new keyword. Whenever our thread is started by the help of this runnable interface, it is going to the running state. Okay, so after this the running state, our thread can be suspended or the block, or can be sleep or expired to. Okay, so and if our thread is suspended or the block or expired, then it may goes to the dead state. Dead state is the last state and the first state is the start state. That is, the initial state of the thread is the start, and after that it moves to the running, it moves to the run method, and after the run method it may be suspended or the blocked due to some other thread priority, or it can be lead to a wait. So like it is wait, our task can be wait for another task to complete. So in that case our thread may go to the wait, and it may be wait to join the another thread, because there are the sometimes some situations arrive when two thread can do the synchronously work to complete the one task. Okay, and after that it may lead to the dead state, from the suspended, from the running state, and from the blocked state. Okay, now, what are the advantages of the multi-threading? So the first advantage of the multi-threading is improve the performance and the concurrency, because multiple tasks are executing concurrently, and it simplified the coding of the remote procedure calls and the conversation. Means, suppose we are doing coding and we want to do some task parallelly in the background, so we can do by this the help of multi-threading, and simultaneously it can access to the multiple applications also, and it reduce the number of servers required. Now if there are the few advantages of the multi-threading, now the disadvantages is, the first is difficulty to writing the code, and the second is debugging difficulty, because whenever multiple threads are the running concurrently, so it is difficult for us to execute, is to debug that which thread is running, because each thread has its own priority and each thread can be in the diamond state. So we will go with this in the later classes. Now another difficulty can be the managing concurrency and difficulty of testing, because if there are the various tasks that are running concurrently, so it is very difficult for us to test. Now the, uh, the main thing, that is how to create the thread. So thread can be created by the help of these two methods. First is by extending the thread class and implementing the runnable interface. So thread is a predefined class in the Java, and runnable is a predefined interface in the Java. So for this thread class, by the help of this example, we can see that we have a character thread class, and we are extending this thread keyword, and we have created the one constructor of this character thread class, and uh, this thread method is the parent method of this character thread class, and we are overriding here this run method to to extend this class thread. Now in the next class, we have created a main method and created the object of this character thread class with the object as name as T1 and T2. And here we are printing, we are giving character A as an argument and B as an argument. Now, what is the next step, that if our character thread class is extending the thread class. So all the thread class methods are inherited to the character thread object. So by the help of this T1, we can access the start method of predefined thread class, that is we have extended in our code. So by the help of this T1, I can use the start method to start my thread, and T2 dot start to start my another thread. So both thread will execute the concurrently. Now the another implementation method is the runnable interface. Runnable interface should be implemented by any of the class whose instances are extended to be executed by the thread. So in this, the runnable interface, the same state of the thread is the first, it will start and then it goes to the run method, and after that it may be suspended, blocked, sleep. So this can be the, so the by the help of this